Hey, what's up guys? Double Sub in here, ready to play another game of Civilization 6. Welcome back to the adventure. Did you know by liking, commenting, and participating in live chat, you have been helping this channel? For those who want to take one step further, the channel now has a Patreon. There are many different tiers of Patreon for all different financial backgrounds. Please don't feel obligated. I appreciate the support thus far. We're actually 2 era score away from a golden age, but we only have 3 turns, 2 turns left. Ooh, shit. Yes, let's unlock this. Diplomatic League, colonization, Ilcom. Yeah, these are all still really good. Urban planning is actually pretty good as well. Yeah, no, I'm happy with this government. Boom. Two envoys. Boom. That's 2 era score. Now we're getting it a golden age. Unfortunately for us, we don't have a faith income, so like monumentality is not going to make sense. But I think we still get the free inquiry monumentality, or not monumentality, dedication. Oh, Matza Musa, Solomon. Hello. Oh my God, there's a whole other world up here. I don't think we're gonna bother sending them a delegation because it doesn't really matter because they're so far away. So why don't we send, oh, I just automatically did that. It's just one of my, oh my God, it's just one of my, it's like a reflex of muscle for me. But I was gonna get open borders with them. We might as well send him a delegation as well. Open borders as well. Boom, just like that. And let's sell him luxuries. 10 gold per turn. All your gold. Perfect. That's going to give us a lot more gold. Now we can actually spend gold. Wow. You know what I really want to do is I want to boost feudalism. So I want to play some farms. So I might buy like a couple builders in here just to get all these farms online because I want to get a ton of food for these cities. So you are going to head down to settle this. And then this is going to be more feasible. Yes. So masonry's finished. I want to pick up construction. Let's grab the wheel. We could boost construction by picking up a, what do you call it? A watermill. Now, is there really a good city to do that? I guess Newcastle is a pretty good city because it would give +1 food on this tile, which isn't bad. Enjoyed watching. Have a great night. Austin, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you. Have a good one, buddy. Where is this warrior needed? This warrior is needed up here. So let's send the warrior north. It's really too bad that we had to double back with the settler. Not the end of the world, right? I mean, you know what's really cool about this game? We got a free settler from our Pantheon. We got a free settler from taking the settler from Movember, which is massive. Jesus Christ, dude. Well, at least that wasn't my units. Jeez, for some reason, I always think they're my units. I was gonna settle this city actually. Well, it's not a bad idea to walk around this volcano, but I always think those things are like my units, and I'm just like, oh my God, we are just getting screwed. I am going to want to chop this tile here. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna come over here. We need to get the production back online in this city because this city is struggling. And you're running away. Okay, we can't forget what we're doing. Sometimes I forget what my units are doing, and I just like, I move my units back and forth, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what the fuck am I doing? I'm supposed to be moving this guy back this way, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anybody else does that, but I do that shit all the fucking time. There's a golden age, which is fantastic. I mean, wow. And there's the wheel. So I'm thinking free inquiry would be massive for us because we do have actually some dockyards, right? So having science equal to the adjacency of our harbors would be massive because, I mean, that's essentially 4 science here, 3 science there, 3 science there. So that's 10 science right there. And then another 3. So that's 13 science. Trust me, I do the same thing with units. Right? Like, I mean, I do that shit all the time. I feel like this Sacco horse, like Sacco horses are just so dangerous. I mean, they're not Sacco horses, but they're, what do they call them? Barbarian horse archers. So dangerous because they don't actually have to crash their unit into you to hurt you. So it's like, you're basically just getting damaged, like, and getting killed. So let's grab free inquiry for the extra science. So let's take a look here. 18.7 science. Free inquiry, boom, 28 science. That's like pretty good. That's a 10 science boost right there. Pretty good. So we got the wheel. We could boost construction. Let's go construction. I do want to I definitely want to pick up construction. So let's pick up the watermill. Boom. That's knocking off 3 turns. We just saved 3 turns of science just like that. So let's plug out diplomatically. We no longer need it. These cards are all still feasible, so we're going to leave them all in. We haven't really switched up our government in a while, but I think that's mostly because our government works. You know, we're going to start buying builders here fairly soon. You're pretty much... Actually, you can go up this way and start exploring. That's exactly what you're going to do. Got ourselves another builder. So we got ourselves a World Congress, and we're going to vote on luxuries, first of all. So why don't we go down to the global resources? And it looks like a lot of people have furs, including myself. I think I'm going to vote down salt, actually. So let's vote down salt, and let's vote down... Or let's vote up myself for the culture bomb. We are getting the culture bomb, and salt did pass. So actually that's fantastic because that means 2 diplomatic victory points right there. So we're ahead diplomatically. So that's one route to win. It's probably not going to be the route that we're going to go for, but it is a route. Now, I know that I placed this here. This is a +3 campus, but I was thinking about placing it here, unless I want to place a what do you call that, an industrial zone over here for some extra production. I don't know. It's an opportunity. We can do things. Settler finished. Now this guy's going here. Yeah, so I did want to settle this over here, and the fastest way to get there is to walk around this way. So let's go for it. Fuck, you're essentially dead, which is super annoying. So you might as well do damage on him. I really want to kill those guys. Like, I really should be picking up builders, but I think picking up like a horseman or an archer. Let's grab a horseman because the horseman has such good movement. And in here, I was going to place a campus somewhere. The city's going to struggle with production, so I'm going to place lumber mills right here and here. So the campus will go here. Start working on that in here. City has room for a granary, so we should actually get that online right after the campus because we're essentially just getting blocked 50% of our food. Or should we just allow ourselves to grow more? Now, we do want a industrial zone in here as well. As a matter of fact, we should actually be placing our industrial zones everywhere. We don't have room because we just took massive amount of damage. Plus, we're building settlers in here, so that's essentially just killing our population. You know, which isn't terrible. It is terrible, but it's not terrible. Let's grab a builder in here. Let's take a little bit of a break from the settler train. I was gonna buy this tile. Yeah. Sell some strategics. Okay. We sold our strategics and we've sold some Diplo favors. So we got a little more gold, which is nice. So now we can come in here and buy this tile. Finish the granary. Boom. Let's put some turns into the Royal Navy dockyard. This guy will just get positioned to build lumber mills. Oh no, Hong Kong is getting killed here. Shit. I literally just took suzerain of these guys. Fuck. God damn it. We did get our first great person, which is an admiral, and we're allowed to form a fleet out of a naval unit, which is pretty sweet, especially in the early game, because it does give us era score when you build a fleet. Especially when you're, I think you get more era score if you're like the first fleet in the world as well. I would like to grab ancient walls in one of my cities so that I can boost engineering. That would be nice. So why don't we start working on that? And we're going to start picking up builders in here because I want to boost feudalism. So placing a bunch of farms is going to be on the agenda. Where am I going with this guy? Oh yeah, I was going over here. Yes. I want to go over here, settle, and then settle. So where do I want to settle is a question. I want to settle far away from Mount Vesuvius because Mount Vesuvius is just like such a violent wonder. So I think a city center here, and then obviously a city center up here somewhere. That's going to be what we're doing. Yeah, let's place a farm here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use this tile for anything else. So let's place a farm there. That's going to be one of the 6 farms that we need to boost feudalism. Now, I haven't really played tilted maps. Oh my God, we got more industrial cities. What the fuck? How did I meet these guys? I didn't even realize these guys were in the game. That is cool. So we definitely want to get our galley over here so we can meet the other AIs and trade with them, which means we're going to want to pick up more builders and you know, pick up these other luxuries so that we can trade as well. We're also struggling with amenities, I'm sure. So why don't we like take the time and just buy the extra amenities because they're fairly cheap. The AI doesn't really value their own amenities, but they value your amenities for some fucking reason. Let's pick up mathematics while we wait for ancient walls to be boosted. And how much is it going to cost to switch up our government? 220 gold. I was just thinking for a minute to potentially plug in the Limes card. There's +1 era score. Beautiful. Plug in the Limes card to make those walls go a little bit faster, but whatever. That was an easy kill. Perfect. Let's kill the scout, and then we're going to be safe. Love it. Another farm. Boom. Extra food. Take the extra food. Love the extra food. Let's put another mine here for some extra production. Yeah, but for some reason, they just do not value their own shit. So they're just like, hey, fucking take all my money. Yes, I'll sell you all my shit for pennies. They're essentially crackheads. They're essentially crackheads, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you everything I have for very little. Housing is pretty not great in the city. So let's grab a granary, but we could grab a lighthouse and essentially get 3 housing from the lighthouse. So I'd rather grab the lighthouse over the granary. And because the lighthouse will give us +1 food on all coastal tiles. So I think it's all coastal tiles or +1 food on all coast tiles. Yeah, so +1 food. So we're going to get extra food anyway from that. And we're going to get 3 housing. So the lighthouse is just a better return on investment than a granary for us right now. Not saying that we're not going to get a granary, but it's just a better investment. Let's keep chopping in here since we have Magnus, because we want to, you know, make use of having Magnus in that city. Let's put a mine here. More production. Excellent. The city's, you know, looking good, looking good. Liang's in here. We're looking good. We're looking good. I want to start placing farms everywhere. Boom. So mathematic is finished. Let's start working on ironworking. Yeah, we'll pick up ironworking. Might as well. We got it boosted. Just clear the fog of war. Just making sure. I should definitely start working on another settler because I do want to keep settling this coast before anybody else does, because that is pretty much like the best land around. Let's settle Birmingham. Excellent. Let's actually get this online because we need luxuries. We don't need luxuries. We want luxuries. We're going to place the dockyard. Pick up a granary. Boom, boom, boom. Granary first. Delegation received from Matsamusa. Thank you, Matsamusa. I think lighthouse also means more traders. Yes, it does, actually. It absolutely does. Yeah, so lighthouse is definitely better return on investment, 100%. Sometimes I just get in such a repetitive way because, like, you know, like early game, you don't get, fuck, I totally forgot about this tribal village, but you don't get dockyards right away, or sorry, harbors right away. So like, I'm just in such a headspace where I'm like, oh, got to get your granaries in your coastal cities and, you know, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, like essentially once you pick up the technology for harbors and lighthouses, you can just pick up lighthouses and it's just like really a way better granary. Buy that tile. I'm going to switch off feudalism because it's at the point where if I boost it, it's just going to automatically finish. So I think spending any more turns in this is going to be a waste of turns. So let's go ahead and grab Drown Poetry. It leads into Recorded History, which is another governor title that we want. Do you want to buy that tile to chop, but I don't have enough gold, so we just have to let it go. That's fine. Another luxury resource that nobody wants, so we're going to keep for ourselves. No, all good. What about open borders? No, nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Nobody gets it. Nobody wants it. Nobody gets it. It's the story of my sex life. JK. Ironworking complete. 5 turns away from picking up walls. We could get engineering in 4 turns. So let's pick up shipbuilding because we already have it boosted. We might as well do that. Allow us to embark our units and so on and so forth. Boom, 40 gold. Not too shabby, actually. We can actually buy. Well, we place a farm. There's feudalism. Boom, just like that. I want to... The Ilkum card is obsolete. This is a bit of a bug that I've noticed actually quite a lot, is the Ilkum cards, you know, staying in. I do want to build a bit of a navy again. I just don't know what city I would do that in. Maybe Newcastle upon Tyne could be that building. That city. Galleys in 6 turns is pretty good. I could do it in 3 turns if I plug in the maritime industry, which seems legit. So let's plug in serfdom. We will plug in maritimes. I want to build more of a navy. I need to focus on more settlers. Like, not building settlers right now is a huge mistake. Maybe we want to focus on that in the capital right after we finish this builder. This builder's not a bad, you know, investment. like obviously builders are like super good investments, especially in the early game, which is why I like buying builders like first thing, not buying builders, but producing builders first thing. Let's chop this out. Boom. Finish that. Culture bombed. Thank you. This city could also use a builder, and we have room for another district. Now, do I build a nice district here? Like if I build a district here, that gives adjacency to our harbor. If I build a campus here, it gives adjacency to the other campus, you know, so on and so forth. It's a pretty cool setup. Oh, you know what? I should have chopped this wood out. That's what I should have done. Let's grab a builder in here. Yeah, let's grab a builder in here. We need the builder. We got to chop that up. I don't want to waste chops. I just do not want to waste chops. We're going to clear some fog war. We're going to go on a bit of an expedition. This thing makes me sad. It makes me sad. We might have to declare war on Matsumosa later on, but for now, fuck it. I did want to build oh yeah, I got the industrial zone place. Perfect. And I want to chop this out. That's why I built the builder, so I could chop this out and get the industrial zone down, because that's going to be another big district that I want. Now, I also want my diplomatic quarter. Yeah, I do want my diplomatic quarter. Huh. Now, where would that diplomatic quarter go? Probably this tile here. This isn't a good tile. It's a bad tile. Once I chop it out, it'll be better. Otherwise, where else can I place it? I definitely want it in the city. Actually, let's place it next to the city center. It'll give us +1 envoy because it's next to the city center, which means we could probably move this over here. It's not as good, but it is protected by the diplo quarter. Now, the downside, it's next to the volcano. So maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll say, screw all that. We'll chop this out. That's what we'll do. Finish the campus in here. This is going to be our navy building city. We're going to build a bit of a navy to kind of protect our shores and do a little more exploration and so on and so forth. It's always a good idea to pick up a bit of a navy. I tried Reina out and did the thing you mentioned, so I can buy districts with gold. Super useful. Super useful. It's kind of one of those strategies that I've just like haven't gotten away from, because it's just so overly powerful to just automatically like place a district and buy it. You know what I mean? It's just like crazy. So definitely something that I would say is undervalued, because it's not like I watch a lot of Civ players. Like I don't, you know what I mean? But it's definitely one of those strategies that I feel like is like overpowered. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely one of those strategies that just like can take your game to the next level. Now we're working on picking up that promotion. We spent a little bit of time picking up other promotions, and I feel like I have no regrets picking up zoning commissioning. I mean, knocking off 20% off, districts in the early game and getting those extra build charges in the early game is like super important, because, getting 3 charge builders just seems like such a cheat. Like you're just getting cheated, you know what I mean? And I feel like, yeah, man, picking up those early build charges is like crucial, because, early build charges, like build charges period in the beginning, is like essentially production, essentially gold. It's essentially just like so many different things. Let's grab stirrups. We got to boost it. I really want to pick up mass production. Let's grab education. It's essentially straight up gold, because you pick up luxuries, trade those luxuries for gold. Fuck, dude. You got to get those early build charges, man. So squeezing out a couple extra build charges with Liang, super. It's like a really good strategy. Now I'm starting to see like what the tilted axis is. Oh my God, there's Mapuche. I'm starting to see what the tilted axis map is like. So it's a polar centered. So this is the polar, and then there's like 2 continents, and you can't really cross. I don't think you can cross. No, you can't cross. Like you can't. It's not like the flat Earth theory where you just like. Listen, nothing against flat earthers. Like if you're a flat earther, whatever. But there was this funny fucking theory of flat earthers had, that the world was flat, right? It's a flat disc, just like this map. This is a flat disc, flat Earth, right? And they called it the Pac-Man effect, where you essentially walk off the end of the Earth, and you just end up on the other side of the Earth. Absolutely. Well, I don't know. Depends on what's your stance, but it's either, makes total sense, or it's fucking bonkers insane. But yeah, pretty trippy. I thought that was fucking hilarious when I heard that. But all right, let's see. Well, we're not really making a ton of gold from these deals, so I think I'm gonna keep these amenities for myself for now, and we'll sell some strategics. But if that's how it worked, it would be nuts. Oh my god, yeah, right. But you know, the crazy thing is like, and I'm not saying these people are crazy, but the crazy thing is these people have conventions, man. They're like fucking absolutely convinced. Jesus, we have so many industrial city states. It's fucking bananas. But these people have fucking conventions, man. There's like, I think there's like a president of the Flat Earth Society. Like, I think that's like a position that they have. It's fucking insane. I want to pick up engineering real quick. I think, yeah, I want to pick up engineering. It's going to give me access to the aqueduct. The sooner I can get my aqueducts down and locked in at its price, the better. I just wanted to get it boosted. Now, essentially, I just saved one turn. But you know what? Like, every turn that I save is, you know, is good. So I'm going to pick up campuses. I'm going to pick up my campus early. I know that I could pick up a lighthouse real quick. But you know what? I'm going to pick up my campuses early because I want to keep up with the AI. Like, I'm essentially like pretty close. Like, I'm ahead of Movember, really. I'm keeping up with Matsumusa pretty good. I mean, my culture's really bad. I should probably place like a theater square somewhere. But I'm sitting pretty. Now, Solomon is like out of fucking control right now. But I'm sitting pretty. I'm going to sell the lobsters, actually. I'll sell the lobsters. Now, what do I want to do with this builder? I also want to chop this out. Yeah, let's chop this out. Get that ready. Picking up a few theater squares, especially like as a wartime, like as a war civ, like, or a domination kind of a civ, is a great idea because it takes you to nationalism and mobilization really quick. And I feel like early culture is like super overpowered as well because like you essentially get your governor titles like really fast. So you get those benefits that we were talking about. Now, speaking of benefits, we are going to pick up another governor title, which is going to allow us to promote Reina once again. And then we're going to have to wait like a few turns, but it's all good. So Magnus is no longer needed in Sheffield. We have quite a few chops in the hull, which I think is not a bad idea. I should have actually switched that around like sooner, but I totally forgot about it. So whatever, forgive me. Which actually means since Magnus is out of there, why don't we plug Reina in Sheffield because we have such a high adjacency thing, harbor, that it's going to net us quite a bit of gold. And we'll put this guy to sleep. Just wait for Magnus so that we can do some chops, I think. Yeah, I think. So now we have like quite like the carpet of food in here. I think it's not a bad idea to pick up like another builder and place a few more farms and lumber mills in here. So I'm going to do that in Portsmouth so that I can get that extra bill charge. Ooh, I don't have enough gold. I almost have enough gold. Next turn. Still continuing to scout the map. Found a tribal village over here. Perfect. We're still working on picking up settlers. I might work on picking up settlers in another city as well. We are going to turn this guy into a fleet. Extra error score like that. I remember seeing one story where they did an experiment to prove their theory and they actually proved that the earth was curved instead. That is fucking hilarious. Do I want maritime industries in? We are about to finish another galley. I don't really need too many galleys. That's the thing. I don't need too many galleys. So yeah, you know what? No, let's plug out maritime industries. That's hilarious though, about themselves proving themselves wrong. It's just, it blows my mind. And like, I knew a guy that like on Facebook, he would just like constantly be talking about it. He'd just be like, oh yeah, the earth is flat and this and that. And part of me was like, dude, does this guy actually believe this or is he fucking trolling us? Like part of me was just like, you know what? I think he's just trying to get a rise out of everybody because like everybody's like, no, fuck you, man. The earth is not, you know? And it's like, it's hard to even like talk to people like that because it's like, you know, like when somebody's convinced that they're right, I mean, there's really no point in talking to them anymore because it's like, you know what I mean? Like they're absolutely convinced that they're right. So they're not even going to listen. But it was just hilarious to watch people just get triggered as fuck over this. It was just so funny. I'm kind of thinking now, my thoughts for Civic is thinking about like what direction do I want to take my government? Like as far as my third tier government. Now, I was thinking more of a wartime game, right? Monarchy gives me 2 military policy card slots. Now, I'm not in a rush to go to war right now. Like I don't have any encampments. I'm still building up my empire quite a bit, you know what I mean? So I'm still focused on things, doing things right now. So there's no rush in picking up monarchy. That like the one benefit is the 2 military policy card slots right now, which isn't bad. +1 housing on walls, pretty good. And then we get diplomatic favor for Renaissance walls. That I don't really care about, right? Theocracy doesn't matter to us because we don't have a religion. We don't care about faith. We don't have a faith income. So merchant republic seems like it makes the most sense. So why don't we go in our civic tree and take a look at see what would it take, right? So it would take a lot of time to get there. It would, wouldn't it? I think we're gonna go medieval fairs first because it's gonna unlock the governor title, and then we could plug in contractor with Reina and then maybe buy like some theater squares. I don't know. Probably not a bad idea as well to think about where we're going to place the mausoleum. And if we're going to do it, it's probably going to be in a city that has good production and obviously like a tile next to the harbor, which we don't have in here. We could do it in here. It's not the greatest mausoleum, but you know, the city's not really expected to grow very large. Newcastle is going to grow large, but it doesn't have that tile except right here, which is a very high food tile. But so I don't really want to crush it. The Hull actually might be a really good place to do it. It actually might be the place to do it. It doesn't have like an amazing amount of coastal tiles, but I don't really plan on growing the city like massively. It's not like one of those cities that I'm going to grow fucking huge. I just want some place where I have the mausoleum. And I think this is a fine place, although it would be nice to have like a meme type mausoleum that just like you just have like Portsmouth would have been the greatest city to do it in, but we just essentially just don't, like, we just screwed ourselves right out of this, right? We placed the campus there and you know it's not going to happen. There's also, I don't believe in flat earth, but if that was real, then man, we are going to look so stupid. You know, if somebody actually proved that it was real, like I don't even know what it would take for someone to prove that it was real. They say there's a secret world inside our world. I'm more likely to believe in that than flat earth, to be honest. That's the thing. It's like, okay, so I can believe in like an underground world in a sense. You know, yeah, like I 100% agree with you on that, right? Like I can't even believe, like, honestly, if somebody came forward, like even if like an astronaut was like, oh yeah, no, the earth is flat, I'd be like, dude, that guy's fucking crazy and he should be thrown into an asylum, or you know what I mean? Or I'd just be like, that guy's lying, or he's going through a nervous breakdown or something like that. Like it would, like I can't even, like, it's been drilled so much in my head how the world is round. You know what I mean? That it's just like, it's too late. Like you're not convincing me. Like it's just too late. You know, finished our settler finally. And I think it's time to keep settling the coast. Now, if I can get as close to this as possible, this Mount Vesuvius, that would be great because then I could get some of these tasty yields. And I think the horse is a good tile. The only shitty thing is like my harbor is going to be terrible, but it seems like there's a decent enough harbor right here that it wouldn't affect it too bad. So I feel like if I settled there, I can get a piece of all of this. Yeah. Let's go for it. Let's go for the settlement over there. We're working on Diplo Quarter, which is great. I'm really happy about that. And we got Leif Erikson. So when we retire him, we get +1 sight range on all naval units, and it allows us to go over ocean tiles without cartography. So that's pretty massive. So we can pretty much direct beeline. We met Taruga, which is massive. The only science city state that we've met so far. I don't know actually where they are. Where are they? Oh, they're up there. Okay, cool. Perfect. Oh my God, there's a builder here. Jesus. Fuck, if I can get this, that would be huge. We're using our horseman as a bit of a scout. We're going to clear some fog of war. We want to know what the enemy is doing. Now, the shitty thing that's happening is that there's a massive desert between me and Movember, which is not a big deal, but we're just going to have to get like really fast units to crush them. But we are, you know, we're going to take our time. We're still kind of building up our empire a little bit. I'm going to pick up a library in here just for some extra science. We're going to want to start putting envoys actually in Taruga. So because we have a few, what are those called? Libraries. I think I'm going to wait until I have diplomatic league so it counts as 2, but we're going to want to start putting some envoys in there. Finished a lighthouse, which means now we have access to another trader, which is pretty cool. What's our government look like? Yep. Nope. That's good. Let's pick up that trader immediately. Good return on investment. Another one that I've heard is the ice wall. I've heard this theory. Oh my God. I just actually heard this theory as well. And you know what? I'm not, like I said, dude, I'm not totally, I'm not like totally, I don't completely shut down conspiracy theories. I think conspiracy theories are kind of fun sometimes, but I don't believe everything I hear, especially like if it's like posted on Facebook or something like that. We should actually place down our aqueducts as well. That's something that I totally forgot to do. We're going to finish that granary. But the new one that I've heard recently is, we're going to place an aqueduct here, is, okay, so Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, right? Everybody's seen it, right? This isn't new to everybody. So he smacks the shit out of Chris Rock, by the way. And there's a theory that it was staged, right? Now, if you watch behavioral analysts, they'll tell you that it's not staged, but whatever. It's either here nor there, right? I mean, I don't care, whatever, right? So he says it's staged. Let's grab the aqueduct. Yeah. So the theory is it's staged because Pfizer, the company, it's like a medical company, they created the vaccine. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it, but so there's the Pfizer vaccine. So Pfizer sponsored the Oscars, and they're saying that basically Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock because Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith being bald, saying something like, can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2 or whatever. Anyway, so apparently Pfizer's coming out with this new medical treatment for alopecia, which is an autoimmune disease that Jada Smith is struggling with, which is why she's losing all her hair, right? So apparently the new conspiracy theory is that Will Smith smacked Chris Rock and it was staged to promote alopecia medication, which seems absolutely fucking bananas insane if you think about it. Why would you ruin your fucking reputation? Like you're like, the guy's worth like $200 million easily, and that's like lowballing, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's worth way more than that. But why would you ruin your reputation as one of the greatest actors, one of the greatest people? Like, he's a good guy, you know what I mean? I'm sure he just had a really shitty meltdown moment where he's struggling with whatever the fuck. I mean, we all have those moments. I struggle with mental health and, so on and so forth. So I'm sure he's got his own struggles. You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? It just makes no sense. And honestly, I apologize for even bringing it up because, I mean, I feel like it's the only fucking thing that people are talking about these days is the whole Chris Rock and Will Smith thing. You know what I mean? But anyway, that was the new one that I heard. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was a pretty funny take on it, right? So Portsmouth, we finished the campus. Liang is finished in here for now, I think. Yeah, I think she's finished in here. A city that's struggling to get online. This city's not going to struggle because we're going to chop the shit out of this, so that's fine. This city, we're putting production in the city, so that's fine. Manchester's working on things. I feel like Newcastle upon Tyne could use maybe a little bit of help to get the aqueduct and the industrial zone online. So let's put Liang in there. Boom. Newcastle upon Tyne. Boom. Me personally, it seemed pretty real. I don't think it would be staged to many things on the line for Will. Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm saying, right? Like he's got too much to lose. So agree with what you said. I think it's one of those heat of the moment things. Yeah. So he's got way too much to lose. He's got reputation. He's, you know what I mean? Like he's one of the most successful actors in the world, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure he won Best Actor like literally 15 minutes later, right? Now, I think the theory behind it being staged is people are saying that it's staged because they're looking at it and they're seeing Chris Rock leaning in, first of all, right? Like leaning in, like when Will was walking up, he leans in, or no, first they see Will laughing, which if you think about it, the guy is like one of the most famous actors in the world. He's at one of the most prestigious events in the world. There's literally cameras all around him. Like there's probably a lot on his mind. He's probably not even thinking clearly at the time. He's not really focused on Chris Rock 100%. He's probably thinking, oh, there's cameras on me. I'm going to smile and nod. And then, and then probably what happened is the joke sinked in and he realized, oh shit, right? And oh, now my wife is crumbling, because if you look at her body language, she starts to crumble a little bit, like rolls her eyes, puts her hands together, kind of clenches her hands together, which is like a sign of stress. And then when you look at Chris Rock, Buddy's walking up to him, Will is walking up to him. You look at Chris Rock and, you can see like he does the obviously lean in, right? So they're saying, oh, well, why did he lean in? And it's like, well, he's on stage at the Oscars full of lights, bright lights. I thought he was leaning in because he felt he was going to say something to him, because he knew Will was made, so he might felt like he's going to whisper something to him. But yeah, changed his tune once he saw Jada wasn't feeling it. Yeah, exactly. So exactly. And that might be it too. He might have leaned in because, one, like, Will is a famous actor. They're both professionals. So he probably thought, oh, fucking, I'm going to lean in because he's going to say something to me. Or two, he leaned in because there's literally a million fucking lights in his eyes, right? So he's probably seeing like a shadowy figure walking up, and he's like, oh shit, what's going on? I better fucking look into the crowd, right? Because you see that on stand-up comedy. Usually guys will, throw their hands up in their face and kind of like the salute kind of look, just to see like, oh, like block the lights out of their eyes. So, but he's like an ultra professional comedian. So he kind of leans in. You can see that his posture, like he's got his hands behind his back, which is like, it's kind of considered like a, what is that called? The regal stance, where you like people of high status take that stance. You know what I mean? Like you look at like princes and shit like that. Like they rock that stance. You know what I mean? Like you see like, Prince Charles or whatever, they do the hands behind the back, right? So he's doing that. But as soon as he gets smacked, you see it change. Like you see the look in his face change. His hand comes out from behind his back. He's got a clenched fist for a second, and then you see Chris Rock like completely composure himself. You know what I mean? Like he almost slips up. He's like, oh, I could, you know what I mean? Like he almost says like, I could destroy you, but he doesn't. And then he plays it off with comedy and, completely, gets away from it, like without completely destroying his own name. Right. So, props to Chris Rock, but I don't think it was staged. I don't think it was a fucking Pfizer. Like, I don't think they're doing it for Pfizer. Like, what a joke that would be, man. That seems like, you know what I mean? That seems insane. Why would you do that? So anyway, that's my hot take on it. I'm not going to get into it or anything like that, but that's my hot take on the whole situation. Anyway, let's talk about this game for a second. I do want to pick up universities here pretty quickly. 23 turns for a university seems like a super, super long time. Now, why are we struggling so much? We are definitely not struggling with food. I think as we pick up population in this city, well, you know what? This city needs a shipyard. So let's slowly start building the university, because that will pay dividends. Yeah, you can see Chris Rock was ready to get wicked, but he checked himself really quick. Well, like you said, I give him props for it. Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck, dude. Like, dude, I would like want to scream my head off if somebody hit me like that. You know what I mean? But he didn't. And he's a smart man for that. I'm going to unlock my government just to get Diplomatic League. It's probably not worth it. Honestly, it probably could have waited. I just want to put that one envoy into Ruga so that I can get the benefits of the science. We really need to focus on getting culture. And I feel like getting those monuments is like, yeah, we got to get the monuments because it's really our only source of culture right now. And we got to do some chopping. We got to get more builders. Yeah, we got to keep chopping. Boom. More monuments. Thank you very much. Let's place a campus in here. Boom. I know that I just said I was going to pick up a thing. What are those called again? Oh, God. Theater squares. Brain not working. Speaking. Come on. But yeah, that is my hot take. And you know what? I think that's a good place to leave it tonight. I think I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I appreciate you guys watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and leave me a comment. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe.